How much of your energy has been consumed by trivial disputes? How frequently have you been ensnared in confrontations that only deplete you, leaving you weary and disheartened? There exists a concealed strength that few ever fully grasp, the profound power of disregarding. Yet, this ability holds the potential to utterly transform your existence. This is not about apathy. It is about sagacity, for sometimes the highest expression of intellect is not proving you are correct, but rather choosing not to engage at all. Today, you will discover the reason behind this. Consider the trap of automatic reaction. From childhood, we are instructed that if assaulted, we must defend. If challenged, we must prove our righteousness. But what if that is precisely what our antagonist desires? Reflect for a moment. When someone hurls an insult or a cruel remark, are they genuinely seeking to comprehend your perspective? Rarely. They are typically seeking a reaction, a sign that they have gotten to you. That reaction grants them a sense of power. Each time we fall into this snare, we surrender our vitality to someone unworthy of it. Imagine sailing a boat. Every time someone tosses a rock at you, you stop your journey, retrieve the rock, and throw it back. In doing so, you waste time, drift off course, and exhaust yourself over something trivial. The most insidious part? This reaction has become a reflex. This is where your ego deceives you into contention. The instant we feel challenged, we often retaliate without thought. It is a defensive impulse. Someone says something hurtful, and suddenly we are in a heated debate, raising our voices, defending our stance, desperately trying to prove our point. But what is truly gained? How many arguments conclude with mutual understanding and respect? Almost none. Most conflicts are not about truth. They are about ego. The ego craves to defend, to win, to assert superiority. Yet, authentic strength does not stem from proving anything. It comes from the liberation of not needing to. An ancient Buddhist parable illustrates this beautifully. A man is publicly insulted. Instead of reacting, he smiles and walks away. A bystander asks why he did not respond. The man replies, "If someone offers you a gift and you refuse to accept it, to whom does the gift belong? That gift is the other person's poison. Their criticism, their attacks, their desire to dominate. Unknowingly, most of us instantly accept that poison. Every time we impulsively respond to provocation, we permit another's words to govern our emotions. But it need not be this way. You are not obliged to react to everything. You do not have to enter every fray. There is immense power in learning to ignore, not from indifference, but from wisdom, from the deep understanding that not everything warrants your energy. Occasionally, the most intelligent action is inaction. Simply observe. Watch how someone attempts to provoke you and refuse to give them what they seek. Notice their expectation of a reaction and offer silence instead. In that moment, the power dynamic shifts. The person who does not react, who declines to be drawn into the drama, is the one who truly maintains control. Why do we engage in conflict so readily? If you toss a stone into a pond, The water ripples briefly, then returns to stillness. It does not cling to the disturbance. It does not resist. It simply flows. Humans are different. We do not merely react when provoked. We often actively seek confrontation, conditioned to believe argument is necessary, as if proving ourselves right equates to strength. However, the reality is that most disputes are not about truth. They are about validation. When contradicted, we do not just hear a differing opinion. We feel our identity is under attack, prompting us to fight back, not to understand, but to defend our self-concept. Upon closer examination, you will notice that most conflicts arise not from a pursuit of understanding, but from unresolved internal baggage. A person having a bad day is more prone to pick a fight. Someone feeling insecure may try to belittle others. Frequently, arguments are not about the surface topic, but about the unresolved emotions people carry within. If that baggage is filled with anger, frustration, or fear, and you engage, you risk absorbing that negative energy. What begins as a simple disagreement escalates into an emotional battleground where the original point is lost, and the only goal becomes winning. But what is truly won? Often, nothing but exhaustion, tension, and alienation. Buddhism teaches that suffering stems from attachment, and we are often excessively attached to our opinions, our need to be understood, and the belief that disagreement signifies personal failure. What if we released that attachment? What if we ceased to view every disagreement as a personal assault? You do not require universal agreement for your truth to remain valid. There is profound liberation in this realization. This is where the potency of non-reaction emerges. It is not about silencing yourself or avoiding meaningful dialogue. It is about discerning the difference between a discussion that fosters growth and one that merely drains your energy. It is about knowing when to speak and when to withdraw, because ignoring is not always a sign of indifference. Sometimes it is the ultimate sign of wisdom. And when you learn to disregard what does not merit your attention, you begin to unlock something even more formidable: the art of the non-response. There is a power in silence that most fail to comprehend. In a world where everyone feels compelled to react, defend, and justify, choosing not to respond is an act of self-mastery. Ignoring is not surrender. It is a refusal to participate in a game with no true victors. Picture someone shouting at you, awaiting a retort. Instead, you remain composed, unchanged. Their frustration mounts as they seek to provoke you, but you offer no reaction. Eventually, their energy dissipates, their anger dissolving into nothingness. That is the art of the non-response. Typically, people are not seeking genuine conversation. They are seeking a reaction. They want to witness you lose composure. It is akin to casting a fishing line, hoping you will bite. The optimal way to win this game is simply not to play. This is not about repression. It is about mindful observation. Before acting, ask yourself, does this deserve my energy? Will this exchange lead anywhere constructive? Each time you choose to respond, you invest your attention, one of your most precious resources. The ego insists that non-response equates to loss, that if attacked and we do not fight back, the other party has won. Yet, the truth is that nothing is more powerful than demonstrating your unshakable nature. Calmness disarms. A Buddhist saying illustrates this. The wind can stir up dust, but it cannot move a mountain. When you practice non-reaction, you become that mountain. It does not mean you are emotionless or that nothing matters. It means you consciously decide which battles are worth your energy and which are not worth a moment of your peace. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. Not because you lack words, but because your silence speaks volumes. When someone tries to provoke you and receives no expected reaction, they realize they have no control over you. When people see they cannot manipulate you with words, they cease trying. This practice does more than shield you from unnecessary conflict. It fortifies your mind. Training yourself to observe without reacting allows you to see that most emotions are transient impulses. Anger, frustration, the urge to defend. If you let them pass without action, they vanish. Non-reaction is not merely a conflict avoidance technique. It is a path to inner liberation. When you stop depending on others' opinions, when you no longer feel the need to validate yourself in every exchange, you begin to experience a peace that is unassailable. In that calm, clarity emerges. Freed from petty arguments, you have more time to think, create, and focus on what truly matters. You come to understand a life-changing truth. Not everything deserves your attention. This brings us to the crucial balance. Knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Ignoring for its own sake is pointless. Wisdom lies in discerning when your voice adds value and when it is best withheld. We often err by speaking when we should not and staying silent when we should speak. Buddhism offers a guiding principle. Before speaking, ask 3 questions. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If the answer to any is no, silence is likely the wiser path. If all 3 answers are yes, your words can become a powerful instrument. If someone attacks you merely to provoke, no defense is necessary, not due to a lack of arguments, but because the discussion is futile. However, if there is genuine curiosity or an opportunity for meaningful dialogue, then speaking is worthwhile. Silence, when used strategically, is not indifference. Consider how often you have tried to explain something to someone who refused to listen. No matter how eloquently you express yourself, if their mind is closed, your energy is wasted. You need not correct everyone or win every exchange. Some battles, even if won, are not worth fighting. Conversely, there are times when you must speak, when a boundary is crossed, when your words can prevent harm, or when speaking up can aid another. In such cases, silence is no longer an option. The challenge is distinguishing ego from truth. The ego seeks to dominate, not to understand. When you realize this, you can release the compulsion to respond to everything. Not everything deserves your voice, but some things demand it. Mastering this balance separates impulsive reaction from wise response. When you achieve this, your life transforms. You cease wasting energy on empty conflicts and begin using your words where they truly matter. From here, you can learn to deactivate conflict before it even begins. This is not about avoidance, but strategy. Most arguments start with emotion, not logic. If you break the cycle before it escalates, the confrontation loses its force. Effective tactics include using de-escalating language. I see your point. Let's discuss this when we're both calm. Refusing to take things personally, employing humor, or simply choosing silence. Remember, you are never obligated to participate in every conflict someone initiates. You can walk away without a word, and in doing so, you do not lose, you gain your peace. Applying these strategies leads to a profound realization. True power lies not in winning arguments, but in not needing them. This unlocks the ultimate freedom, the freedom of not getting hooked. Imagine a state where external events, insults, disagreements, provocations, no longer disturb your inner peace. This is not about ignoring reality, but about deeply understanding that most conflicts do not deserve your energy. Most people live at the mercy of their surroundings, their moods dictated by others' actions. But when you stop reacting, you reclaim control. How much stress have you created by engaging in situations you could have ignored? How much energy has been wasted on battles never worth fighting? Letting go of meaningless conflicts allows you to see life differently. You realize that much of what once upset you was never important. You stop granting power to undeserving things and cease carrying burdens not your own. This is not about becoming emotionless. It is about becoming selective with your energy, consciously deciding what merits a response. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises from attachment, and one of our greatest attachments is the need to be right and understood. Detaching from this need grants you something greater than being right. It grants you freedom. This does not mean tolerating disrespect. It means setting boundaries not through reaction, but through unwavering inner peace. Nothing disarms an aggressor more than someone who refuses to engage. As you master this, those who sought to provoke you will stop, as they no longer get the desired reaction. You begin to attract a different energy, one aligned with the calm you have cultivated. This is a peace that does not depend on approval, validation, or having the last word. It is the peace of knowing that nothing external can take away what resides within you. The final stage is cultivating an unshakable mind. Ignoring distractions is the first step. The true transformation occurs when you strengthen your mind to the point where provocations are no longer perceived as significant. Emotional stability is a skill honed through daily practice. Begin by observing your mind without judgment. When the urge to argue arises, pause. Identify the root emotion. Is it ego, insecurity, fear? Understanding why something affects you is crucial. Practice detachment by asking, will this matter a year from now? If the answer is no, why grant it weight today? Meditation, even briefly, trains you not to react to every intrusive thought, mirroring the practice of not reacting to external provocation. By calming your inner storm, no outer storm can shake you. Additionally, curate your environment. Choose calm, meaningful interactions, and limit exposure to unnecessary negativity. Learn to approach life with humor. Not everything must be taken so seriously. Over time, external provocations will affect you less, not because you are trying hard to ignore them, but because they no longer resonate within you. You achieve an unshakable mind, living with a peace that depends on nothing and no one. This is the ultimate freedom, mastering your inner world. Imagine a life where you no longer feel compelled to react to every comment, criticism, or provocation. Imagine the profound peace of an undisturbed inner balance, built on conscious control over your attention. Most people navigate life reacting to everything, arguing over trivialities, and ending up emotionally drained. Freeing yourself from this pattern reveals a peaceful experience. This is not about being a passive observer of life. It is about knowing what deserves your energy and what does not. Understanding that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every opinion about you warrants a response. Buddhism reminds us that suffering stems not from events, but from our reactions to them. Your true power lies in choosing your response. Therefore, I invite you to integrate this practice into your daily life. The next time someone tries to draw you into an argument, pause. When you feel the urge to react, ask, "Is this worth my peace?" If the answer is no, choose to walk away. Choose your well-being over the fleeting satisfaction of proving a point. Choose calm over chaos. If you have read this far, I would like to hear from you. Share in the comments a single phrase that captures your key takeaway from this reflection. What one sentence can remind you to stay centered, to not get hooked, to protect your energy? If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe. Each week, we explore ideas and wisdom to help build a life of peace, awareness, and genuine inner strength. If you know someone who struggles with conflict, reacts impulsively, or gets pulled into negativity, share this with them. Sometimes, a slight shift in perspective can change everything. Thank you for your time, your presence, and your commitment to growth. I will see you in the next exploration. Until then, protect your peace, for nothing is more valuable.